up, YouTube? SimplyUnlucky here. And it started, you guys. Hopefully you saw the trailer that we posted for the epic, the Battle of Villains, the duel between MARIK and Pegasus. And so I'm actually super excited to show this to you guys. But first off, we're starting with the deck list, the deck profile for the character, the villain, the MARIK. And then we'll ask you guys to check out the channel, subscribe for more epic Yu-Gi-Oh videos. So this is not your normal deck profile, you guys. This is one of our first time, well, I guess it is a normal deck profile, but it's one of our first times going out and taking different cards from all the different sets and making them into a character deck. And I wanted to post in the comments below, or wanted you guys to post in the comments below, some different cards that you also think would have been good to add to this deck that we did not. Because maybe next time we'll do another Battle of Villains and maybe do something with MARIK and we can change up the deck a bit. So here's the deck though that we decided to make, and it's got the you know, the Nightmare cards or the Fiends inside, along with the Necro Valley cards or the Gravekeepers, and then of course maybe a little bit of Raw. And so let's get started. So first off, we'll go with the Gravekeeper cards. For the monsters, we have the boss Gravekeeper, the raid boss, and that is the Visionary. And he's the one that says when this card is normal summoned by tributing, oh, you can tribute summon it by just one Gravekeeper instead of two monsters. And then it gains 200 attack for each Gravekeeper monster in your graveyard. If this card is face up on the field will be destroyed, you can discard a Gravekeeper instead. So this is your big man on campus. He's the big guy. And in the duel, I think he was used once or twice, but basically he's not really the big guy in the deck just because Ra's in the deck. So, you know, but he's a big Gravekeeper. And I wanted to say thanks to our friends at Ultra, we have the beautiful, Magic the Gathering Mountain playmat here. And not thanks to Ultra, KAIBA's cheer here with us, but we're also doing something different for this booster box battle, or sorry, this duel. We're using some themed sleeves for once. Thanks to our friends at Ultra. We have the Kill La Kill. Actually really cool. And I didn't want to ruin the sleeves because we only have one, so I put them in some clear sleeves. But yeah. Next we have, for the monsters, we have Gravekeeper's Chief. This is the one that says you can only control one in the graveyard, one Gravekeeper's Chief cards in your graveyard, and is unaffected by Necro Valley. When this card should be summoned, you can select a Gravekeeper monster in the grave and special summon it. Classic card there. And then we have Shaman. Shaman is the one that gains 200 defense for the Gravekeeper monsters in the grave, so she's kind of the opposite of Visionary. But she says also, negate all monster effects in the graveyard except Gravekeeper monsters, and then while Necro Valley is on the field, your opponent cannot activate field spell cards. Also, field spell cards cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This card is actually extraordinary and very hard for any deck to really deal with if it's just kind of a character duel, I feel like, you know, not actual format decks, decks in the current format. So this is actually a pretty dang good card, the Shaman. And you'll see some difficulty getting around this card in the duels. But yeah, very powerful indeed. And it negates the monster effects that activate in the grave, so it does something even more than Necro Valley. Then we have Gravekeeper's Heretic. Honestly, this guy is just an 1800 beat stick that looks like MARIK, so we like him. Then we have Nobleman. This really kind of just solidifies the fact that you don't want to attack face down cards in against a MARIK deck. So it goes out and searches of what, 1500 defense or less. No, just any one Gravekeeper. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, grab any Gravekeeper monster from your deck. Put it face down. Assailant, you guys all know Assailant. Change battle position when it attacks. You got Necro Valley. Descendant, you actually don't need Graves or Necro Valley for Descendant's effect. What makes it even better, it says you can tribute one face-up Gravekeeper monster you control, except this card. Destroy one card your opponent controls. Very powerful in this kind of duel. Guard to bounce. Gravekeeper Spy, of course, searching out different cards. Always good. Then, of course, Gravekeeper's Priestess, the sub-in Necro Valley. While there's no face-up field spells, the field's treated as Necro Valley. All Gravekeeper monsters gain 200 attack and defense. For the duel we can both have our own field spell. We didn't want to have to deal with that. We wanted, you know, there to be the Pegasus side versus the MARIK side. Then we have Commandant. So both of our decks, we played two of just one card, and so we decided to do Gravekeeper's Commandant for this deck, just because you want to search out Necro Valley, make sure you have it, and other than that, it's still a 2100 beat stick with Necro Valley on the field. So two of those, and then let's see, Magic and Traps for the Gravekeepers. Imperial Tombs of the Necro Valley. Honestly, this card's a little too good for this kind of battle. Rite of Spirit. This is the negate if you have a Gravekeeper and Necro Valley in the field. Rite of Spirit brings back a Gravekeeper, unaffected by Necro Valley. And Coffin Seller. We realized that this looks like a Gravekeeper card even though it's not. So we just kind of threw it in because this deck was a bit overpowered. Pretty cool though. Coffin Seller. So that's the Gravekeeper traps. And then for the Gravekeeper magics over here, we have Necro Valley, of course. A Gravekeeper Steel, or Stella, however you want to say that. Left arm is offering is not a Gravekeeper. So pretty cool. And so a lot of different Gravekeeper cards there. And so that's kind of like half the deck, I guess you could say. Yeah. And then so next, we have the kind of Nightmare cards. You know, Marik's got a lot of Fiends in his arsenal. If you guys have played Duel Links, you'll see a lot of Fiends in that category as well. So we have a Lava Golem. You just usually just see Lava Golem in Marik decks no matter what you're doing. And this can actually come pretty in handy in the duels, because you also have the Raw card in here. We'll talk about that in a bit. But still, Lava Golem, it's fun to see this card. It's got an awesome picture. Tribute 2 of your opponent's monsters, put it on their side of the field. They take 1,000 damage on their standby. I think is it 1,000 damage on the standby? Yeah. And then Mercuria, banned card. So we thought that was cool to put this in the deck. And so during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can activate trap cards from your hand. So pretty cool. So if it's sent from the graveyard from your hand or deck or field, pretty cool. Some shenanigans with that, and it's got like a Millennium theme going on to it. Looks like the Millennium Rod is part of the body, kind of. And Newdoria for some just classic Fiends. This was in the Marik's structure deck as well with Dark Geroid. And then the almighty Mystic Tomato. Search out Gravekeepers, Fiends, whatever you need. And then for our Nightmare traps, or Fiend traps, the Nightmare Wheel. The one and only torture card in League of Legends. I believe it's been censored at least a couple times, once or twice. But yeah, Nightmare Wheel. Malevolent Catastrophe. Powerful card. Extremely good against tunes. So, yeah, good card. And then Metal Reflex Slime. You kind of see this in different Marik decks. And it's a very powerful trap, monster trap. Okay, and then over here we had Left Arm Offering. So we have the offering of your left arm. Go search out any spell in the deck. And then Nightmare Steel Cage. That looks like it's his left arm. Might be. So he's about to get that cut off probably. But yeah, stall if you need to stall. And then I guess that's more Necro or more Gravekeeper. Book of Moon. Nice to see that though. And then yeah, now let's get into more of your basic magic and traps, just because we're already here. So we have Mirror Force over here. That was really the only basic trap that we decided to put in this deck. It's in a lot of Marik decks. And then of course Graceful Charity and Pot of Greed. We put this in both the different decks. For some reason we decided not to put in Mirror Force in the Pegasus deck, but whatever. And but yeah, Gravekeeper's Charity, Pot of Greed. If you guys didn't know, this card actually is really good. It's phenomenal. One of the best cards in the game. It allows you to draw 2 cards. I feel like it's an automatic +1 every time you use it. Sometimes it's hard to pull off its effect though, because when you're trying to draw different cards, sometimes you accidentally draw 3 or 4 and your opponent doesn't know. But good card, Pot of Greed. Allows you to draw 2 cards. Allure also allows you to draw 2 cards. So another pretty good card. Mystical Space Typhoon and Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is of course good with Makira. And then something else. Putting Gravekeepers in the grave, comboing off of them. Oh, your Raw card we're going to be talking about next. And so the Raw card that we are going to be talking about is first going to be Ra's Disciple. So we decided to put Ra's Disciple in here. Honestly, this card is extremely overpowered. If your opponent doesn't have like lots of traps and stuff, it's still like, even if this guy isn't tributed, it's still 3 dudes that are 1100 automatically summoned to the field. Like, this is hard to deal with, man. Imagine if you have some like Honest in your hand or something. When this card is summoned, you can special summon up to 2 Ra's Disciple from your hand and or deck. Cannot be tributed except for the tribute summon of Slifer, the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormentor, or Winged Dragon Ra. I didn't even know you could tribute him for the other gods. Wow, I thought it was just Winged Dragon Ra. This card is just good. You cannot special summon monsters except by the effects of Ra's Disciple. Hopefully we actually follow that effect. But yeah, so this guy just straight goes boom, boom, bam. All in one turn, 3 dudes. Like, that's hard to deal with no matter what you're doing. Next, we have the almighty Winged Dragon Ra Sphere mode. So, not only can you tribute your Ra's disciples for this, and go and tribute this, or I guess you can't special summon the same turn. Ooh, that we might have messed up there. But anyways, yeah, so you can tribute your Ra's disciples, and you can tribute this to bring out the almighty Winged Dragon of Ra. Or you can tribute you 3 of your opponent's monsters, put it on their side of the field, transfers back to your side of the field at the end of the turn, and then you could, you know, tribute on your turn, your next turn for Winged Dragon of Ra. Just a very powerful card, can't be destroyed, but like this card is so good, honestly. This is a really good card. It's just good. And so like I had to be careful when playing my tunes. I couldn't put multiple tunes on the field. It's like, geez, watch out for the freaking sphere mode, man. Put 3 tunes out. It's like, actually, your 3 tunes were just tributed for a Ra. And then next, though, we have the Winged Dragon Ra Immortal Phoenix. This is the one that's special summoned from the grave when Ra dies. And so that works well with Foolish Burial. And then it comes back as a 4,000, 4,000. And, yeah, pretty good. Has similar effects to Ra. Dies at the end of the turn, I believe, though. And then the almighty Winged Dragon of frickin' Ra, because MARIK, the Winged Dragon of Ra. So very cool. If you guys don't know Ra's effect, it requires 3 tributes to normal summon. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summoned, other cards and effects cannot be activated. When this card is normal summoned, you can pay life points so that you have only 100 left. This card gains attack and defense equal to the amount of life points you paid. You can pay 1,000 to target one monster on the field, destroy that target. Powerful indeed. Ra, the Winged Dragon of Ra. And so yeah, overall, this is just a really powerful deck. Honestly, it's probably one of the more powerful just character decks we've ever made. I think this kind of is the first character duel we've done, though. We haven't really gone out of our way to make decks for a character before. So once again, you guys, though, this is going to be crazy with the immortal chicken here, the Winged Dragon of Ra. But hopefully you guys enjoy this battle. I think we posted the trailer before you saw this video, so definitely, hopefully you guys are getting hyped for the duel. Once again, we spent 2 weeks on this one. We've never spent this long editing and producing a duel before, so we're really excited. And then, yeah, let us know again in the comments below on this video for other cards you guys that you think would be good in a Ra deck, or sorry, a MARIK deck profile, because yeah, we want to keep bringing out the character duels, because honestly this is very fun. And not always classics too. We could do GX, maybe some 5Ds. After 5Ds I'm not too sure, but you know, we'll do some more character duels for you guys for sure. But yes, you guys, Pegasus deck coming up next. You guys be ready for that, and then the duel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe for some more epic Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And Simply Unlucky signing out.